この度 RMDS においてこのような機会を与えていただき光栄に思います。私は一般社団法人日本情報技術協会理事長増田聡と申します。
I am honored to have this opportunity in RMDS. I am the president of Japan Information Technology Association. My name is Satoshi Masuda.
20年以上 XML から RIF まで映像によるラベリング、自然言語、国連コード、現象数理学を中心に研究をしており、当時から私の生きている間には HPC 技術も社会も発展しないと考えておりました。
For more than 20 years, I've been studying mainly on labeling natural language with images from XML to RIF, United Nations Code, and phenomenon mathematics, and I thought that neither HPC technology nor society would develop during my life from that time.
倫理的、法的、社会的議論は AI 技術がもたらす社会的懸念を専門家が特定し、かつ対応を検討するための活動が併記されるために各大学及び研究室で AI 及びデータサイエンスの構成要件、判断の限界、意見表明、限定意見差し控えなど適格性の判断を AI で世界の地図を描くことが必須だと思います。
Ethical, legal, and social debate are co-located with activities to identify and address the social concerns brought about by AI technology, by experts, and the composition of AI and data science at each laboratory. I think that it is essential to draw a map of the world with AI for judgment of eligibility, such as requirements, judgment limits, expression of opinions, limited opinions, withholding opinions.
I would like to talk about the importance of separating words, which is the source of this. If you are not a mother tongue or expert, a shared identity is important. Consider the native language in AI, the challenge between jargon and translation, language change, geographical movement, linguistic movement, and pastime movement. First of all, you will encounter something different. As a result, the reading and writing will change depending on the native language and technical term. I need the motivation to learn my mother tongue and jargon. Also, we have to think about the definition of English and the concept of the world in AI. The roots of AI. I think that different cultures meet different civilizations. The process of relationship takes place and result, and the new situation is taken into consideration. The community is more important than the individual, than the group. AI today does not represent identity, territory, language, or community. We also face relationship of different language, cultures, and issues. It must express individual difference, generation, and experience. It's more of a relational data science than a world data science. It worked with the past my concept, my skin tone, my history, my ancestor, so to speak, absolute. Communicating through the internet, etc. We met each other and made people more conscious of the world itself. In this way, deep learning of relationship was born. Some people are not aware of this relationship data. Some are not, and some are actively living it, and some are suffering from. But the space for such relationship is crucial. The supreme power of modern AI is relationships. You must stand upright in the fierce wind of the world. A unique and personal experience of creative activity in the face of relationship with the world is crucial. A person who has the same relationship in relation to the world, a person who can draw the same thought on the diversity of the world, A language that can be used by you, it should be created with all the language in the world. Relationship AI, solidification AI. The AI of the future should express the experience of the person and its unique experience. Innovated with the data science and AI. I would like to explain the versatility segmentation future. The current segmentation translation is not compatible and mistranslation code are scattered around the specific phrase such as colloquial expression and technical terms. And the accuracy of AI is reduced at the translation stage. This case segmentation translation performance extraction, analysis and visualization by data science. The translation data used the corpus consisted of the labeling with the video and colloquial expression. And the translation expert system data can be obtained by searching the original sentence and the translated sentence by this translator mutually and extracting the type. Currently, all segmentation are auto-run and translated via extended generated segmentation code. Also, understand by enter a code such as a segmentation that is different from the specified code. Also, each specialized field segmentation uses a neural network to improve the accuracy of AI and unlike conventional segmentation. The code handles mutual understanding translation as a whole instead of each part, and thus representative a more accurate KPI SWOT candidate I will. Currently, in each university laboratory, we exactly research content segmentation by HPC and make it into the corpus and conduct deep learning or picked data such as the paper, document, and net around the world, and experiment with language semantic understanding, empathy, large-scale knowledge, understanding with adversarial network. I will try express data relationship, where the world is heading. Please watch into the end.
Innovative research with data science and versatile segmentation AI. 1. Background. Technology in the IT industry, such as AI and data science, has been advancing rapidly, and many technologies that were difficult to build up until now can be easily implemented by non-technical experts. In addition, we believe that the ability to comfortably handle a borderless environment using a supercomputer language for innovative methods of data science and AI will lead to further technological advancement. Seeing AI, reading AI, and thinking AI. If you can understand the text, you can't read it. Communication between humans and artificial intelligence through text understanding, machine translation, is not readable. The requirement for a general-purpose segmentation AI system is that the translation must be able to handle colloquial translations, abbreviations, etc. Many translation systems exist today, but we feel that they have not yet reached the right translation. While the translation may be somewhat correct for documents with a lot of jargon and boilerplate, it often doesn't work well for programs that work cross-culturally. This led us to the idea that a general-purpose segmentation system was needed, with an emphasis on breaking down the barriers between multiple languages and ensuring that the program could be used without problems. As programming languages themselves are replacing numerals with natural languages, segmented translations are often incompatible and are riddled with mistranslation codes for specific words and phrases such as colloquialisms and technical terms. 3 major data challenges with text comprehension. The data is not organized. There is no DB definition document, and the data types and contents are not clear. In addition, there is no identifier code as a primary key, and it is not possible to use multiple data in combination. For example, no DB definition document, insufficient, 2 data cannot be connected. The data is dirty. The format of the data managed by each department is different, or the contents are duplicated or unbalanced. For example, the data format is unduplicated or biased. There is insufficient data. Data items required for analysis cannot be obtained, or there is a lot of missing data, or not enough data. For example, necessary data items are not obtained, there are many missing data, or the amount of data is not sufficient. Formality of the ontology. Informal, expressed freely in natural language. Semi-formal, expressed in natural language in a restricted structured form. Semi-formal, expressed in an artificial formal language. Formal, defined by formal semantics with soundness or completeness. 2. Research objectives. Education is essential, and so is artificial intelligence. Natural language processing technology is also incorporating an educational component called machine learning. However, what is learned through education is different between artificial intelligence and humans. For example, in most cases, even people who are not educated and cannot read can understand words using their voices, and can communicate with each other. Therefore, if humans learn the letters linked to words, they can immediately understand sentences that are connected to the letters, even though there are individual differences. However, this is not the case with artificial intelligence. While humans learn words before letters, artificial intelligence learns words after learning letters, and the approach to language understanding is fundamentally different between humans and artificial intelligence. The research objective is to understand colloquial expressions, progressive forms, interactions, visual expressions, and abbreviations used within conversations to enable general-purpose segmentation AI. As mentioned above, current translation systems are built on the basis of words and syntax. Therefore, if a document has a well-formed syntax, it can be translated correctly to some extent. However, there are few situations where you can say the proper name of a program without abbreviating it and being aware of its syntax every time you write it. Machine translation is unsatisfying because of its lack of reading comprehension and a corpus of colloquialisms, progressions, interactions, and visual expressions that cannot be expressed in words and syntax, as well as the creation of an expert system that is more refined and capable of creating a large-scale accumulation of minds, thoughts, and sympathies by structuring natural language sentences into a supercomputer, and 4E to solve the problem of misconceptions, misunderstandings, and comprehension by using general-purpose segmentation AI. 3. Current issues. The number one problem was the automatic selection of segmentation, and furthermore, the search would take too long to complete without the use of a quantum computer. With all the computing power and learned storage, the segmentation system is not organized and inferencing is not handled correctly. The code database is not organized by BERT and its Japanese and English counterparts. Versatile segmentation AI systems must be acceptable to all men and women, young and old. The digital divide, discrimination based on language skills, is a current concern. A general-purpose segmentation AI system must be able to handle colloquial translations, abbreviations, and other forms of translation segmentation. The rationale for this is clear from the results of our own research on 100,000 sentences of daily conversation, as described above. We found a lot of broken expressions and abbreviations in these sentences. With that in mind, the following example sentence is a comparison between Google Translate and the translation corresponding to colloquial translations, abbreviations, etc. Son of a bitch. Google Translate, fuck you. Our group translates, a man like that. I'm going to need to talk. Google Translate, I'll need to talk to you. Our group translates, I have to talk to you. I'm loving it. Google Translate, I love it. Our group translates, I'm growing fonder and fonder. Bullshit. Google Translate, bullshit. Our group translates, nonsense. I'll be there in 10. Google Translate, I've got 10. Our group translates, I'll be there in 10 minutes. On the cell. Google Translate, on the cell. Our group translates, mobile phone. I like the guy. Google Translate, I like the guy. Our group translates, disgusting. Thank you very much. Google Translate, thank you very much. Our group translates, unnecessary care. In English. Google Translate, in English. Our group translates, say it in clearer language. Wise guy. Google Translate, smart man. Our group translates, pretending to know. Artificial Intelligence Translation Corpus Sample. Large-scale DB language material for text and speech. Here's a partial file of 100,000 sentences translated from 100,000 sentences of daily conversations, with linguistic and visual labeling based on over 20 years of independent research. For example, Mom, look out. Watch out. It's not safe. Look out. Trip back. Be careful. Etc. Etc. For example, what are you doing? What are you doing? What kind of freak are you? What's your business? What the hell are you doing? Why is this? What's this? Etc. For example, yeah, I heard about that, but I didn't care. Oh, there you are. Yeah, it's a high going. Etc. This is a video language interaction error document. This is a document from the error checklist for the video language interaction error list. In the boxes are, the yellow part is the basic list, the lower part, white, is the others, and the colloquialisms and roles etc. in the right column will be added to the yellow part of the survey. The remaining parts will be ignored in the investigation, because they are too few in number. The rest will be ignored in the survey, because of the small number of entries. Conversation 29,452. Japan-UK ratio 8,311. Interesting word 5,232. Mutual work 3,597. Rare 2,362. Inflection 1,437. Progressive 1,366. Etc. Data science and versatility segmentation databases and process explanations that serve as a corpus of verbal expression, mind, thoughts, sympathy, knowledge meaning. Understanding and large-scale knowledge understanding by labeling concrete images and languages in innovative research with AI. This is a sample. Interaction of semantic comprehension sentences and images in language large-scale knowledge understanding database. Understanding the text doesn't mean you can't read it, but communication between humans and artificial intelligence through text comprehension. This is part of the document file on. For example, list classification, idiomatic, wording, reference, meaning, difference. Colloquialism. Colloquial expression classification. Color-based importance distinction. Progressive form. Interaction, Category 2. Interaction, Category 3. Interaction, Category 4. The interaction of semantic sentences and images in language, a large-scale knowledge comprehension database. This is part of the document file on. For example, one-word, two-word sentence, etc. Interjections, calls, omissions, repetitions. Repetition, slang, addition, emphasis. Wording, reference, meaning, difference. Wording. Colloquialism. Colloquial expression graph 2. Progressive form, Category 1. Interaction, Category 1, symbol. Interaction, Category 1, sample. Interaction Category Symbol 2. Shortening, man and woman, onomatopoeia, listening. Japanese-English meaning difference. Japanese-English comparison. Imperfect, upside down, rebellion, euphemism. Intonation, unusual expression. Obscene, non-standard, Japanese, substitute. Artificial intelligence translation corpus sample. Large-scale DB language material for text and speech. This is part of the document file on. For example, St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. For major elements. 1916, Easter Uprising. Irish State. Irish Material 1. Free Country of Ireland. Ireland Itinerary. Irish History Timeline. Celtic Mythology 1. Celtic Chronology. Celtic Civilization. Germanic and Latin. Nobel Prize Literary. Blarney Castle and the Stone. Rear File Theft, 1950. Fate Stone, Rear File. Stone History of Destiny. Visit Details. Index, Ireland. Holy Spirit of Natural Products. Myth of Aggression. World Mythology Legend. What is a witch? Magical treasure. What is a fairy? About fairies. Fairy classification. Similarity. Artificial intelligence translation corpus sample. Large-scale DB language material for text and speech. This is part of the folder for that material. For example, Shigeru by English Dictionary, from 1:10, from 1:20, from 1:23. Shigeru by English Dictionary, from 259:10, from 301:13, from 331:14. Artificial Intelligence Translation Corpus Sample. Large-scale DB language material for text and speech. Here are some of the files in the folder. Files from Shigeru_0001.pdf to Shigeru_0055.pdf. Artificial Intelligence Translation Corpus Sample. Large-scale DB language material for text and speech. These are some of the handwritten notes from the translation of 100,000 sentences of daily conversations, which have been independently researched and labeled. With language and video over 20 years. From the above, it should be seen that there is a significant difference in the way of translation between those that are translated with words and formulae, and those that are translated in response to colloquial and abbreviated forms. At the same time, the results of this translation show the importance of case-specific translation, and the challenge is how to execute the correct translation for each case. I think this is a very important issue. In addition, since the corpus consists of a huge amount of data, 100,000 texts, labeling by video and language, I think it is necessary to create an environment for simultaneous translation. 1. How to make the right translation for each case. 2. The fact that the original meaning cannot be properly understood by simply translating words and phrases that are traced to standardized sentences. 3. The question is how to accelerate the processing of large amounts of data to a level that allows for simultaneous translation. 4. Proposal as a solution to the problem. For the actual language uttered by the data scientist, the database and statistical data for natural language, concepts, culture, feelings, colloquialism, cross-cultural communication, international understanding, adversarial networks, morphological analysis, machine translation, example, dependency analysis, statistical machine translation, etc., are used to produce appropriate translation segmentation. For example, by identifying where a language is used and using parallel corpus, we can analyze the co-occurrence relationship between sentences to see what words are used frequently and under what circumstances, which will enable us to segment translations more appropriately. The solution is semantics, translated as semantics, truth values of logical expressions in mathematics. Dealing with the meaning of words in linguistics. 1. Internalized meaning, sense, relationship between symbols and symbols, concrete examples plus concepts. 2. Reference the relationship between symbols and things or things. What is ontology? Word trees and networks, word networks. From Wikipedia, making artifacts understand the meaning of words, sense, by automatically converting them into ontologies, word hierarchical trees, networks of words, Japanese. For ontology humans, the content, meaning, of Wikipedia is recognizable, but for artifacts, computers, robots, not be able to tell by. 5. Summary. By organizing the code database with ImageBERT, we are able to solve the problem of interrelationships between images and graphs in articles, books, movies, etc., by mapping images and languages, which was not possible until now. In addition to the humanities and sociology, AI has entered an era in which a strong academic approach to the analysis of social system phenomena is important. Rather than narrowing the field, a much broader range of choices and decisions will require interrelationships and updates of all disciplines, and we expect artificial intelligence data science to play an important role in all university laboratories. If you can understand text, you can't read it. Communication between humans and artificial intelligence through text understanding. The development of artificial intelligence technology and its impact on society. In 2007, the United States and Canada led the way. Firstly, image recognition and secondly, multimodal recognition made it possible for the first time since the invention of the computer in recognition. Diagnostic advertising by image due to the improved accuracy of image recognition. Crime prevention, surveillance, and security marketing through behavior prediction and anomaly detection. Thirdly, robotics and fourthly, interaction, starting around 2020. We are becoming proficient in motor proficiency with robots and machines. Robust autonomous actions that are robust to environmental changes will lead to automated driving, logistics, and construction, agricultural automation, and manufacturing efficiency. Care, cooking and cleaning by gentle touch and lift technologies that are contextually relevant. From around 2025, symbolic grounding as the fifth, the meaning of sentences in semantic understanding of language. To be able to convert between text and video, and translation in language understanding, international EC, and knowledge acquisition as the sixth around 2030. Large-scale knowledge understanding will enable education, secretarial, and white-collar support. Thank you for your attention. Japan Information Technology Association. If you have any questions, please email us. The email address is info@itri.or.jp. India. November. Foxtrot. Oscar. @ India. Tango. Romeo. India. Dot. Oscar. Romeo. Dot. Juliet. Papa. Thank you.